Hello. Welcome drivers in hashtag and the mindset community. For those who are first in this kind of life of mine, my name is Rad, and it's my great honor to be your host today. In this community where I'm building with you, for everyone who believes, who has strong belief that we can have great lives. We deserve to have great lives. Although sometimes our mindset is going into our way and, well, it just prevents us to achieve this life. So in this group, we are gathering together to work on our mindsets and help each other to build that kind of can-do mindset, which will support us on our paths. And today I would like to talk about being self-critic or beating yourself, berating yourself, because I was going back through my old posts, and I find out that the one that was actually about this topic, and it just triggers some memories from my past, how I've actually, every time, no matter what happened, no matter what were the actual facts and circumstances of the situation, I was always the one who blamed myself. Even though, obviously, all the facts were stating differently, I still blame myself, and I beat myself for not doing things other way, or for doing them not the way someone actually wanted. And this kind of thing just makes me noticing that how much I've hated myself on that time, how much I didn't approve myself on that time, how much I was wanting to be part of some society, some group, how much I needed to be appreciated and feel that kind of belonging somewhere. So I was going to the extreme to beat myself, to punish myself for everything, no matter, regardless of any other circumstances, any facts. It was always my fault. Even I had that kind of saying that I was telling to people, if something happened, if someone will try to push blame on you, tell him that it's my fault. I was doing that I thought that kind of like a fun, but you see where I'm going with this? It wasn't healthy for myself. I straight away assumed and let others think that regardless of everything, it's always my fault. I'm the one who needs to be blamed, punished, and all that kind of thing. Even more, if that wasn't enough, to just shouting at myself, punishing myself in different ways, I've done that also sometimes without even realizing. And you might ask, how? Well, quite simple. I've refused to eat. I haven't feel hunger for days sometimes. It was like I didn't notice that this is kind of like punishment that my subconscious give it to me or force on me. I just thought, okay, I'm stressed, their situation is difficult, so I will not eat because I don't need it. I don't feel like hunger. I'm so stressed that I don't need to be hungry. But in reality, I haven't felt so stressed. I more felt that I'm the one who's blamed for the situation. I'm the one who's guilty when I dip into that kind of feelings, and I'm the one who needs to be punished. And what will be the best punishment than starving myself? Especially that I like to eat. So, you see, our subconscious is sometimes kind of sneaky, and well, the ways it finds out how we can punish ourselves by taking out the things that we actually love and forbidding ourselves from doing those kinds of things that we love, that we like, that are good for us or necessary for us, like with eating. This kind of ways actually show us how much we are not aligned with self-love, how much we hate ourselves. And where that all comes from? Well, I can't say that my childhood was difficult or something. My mother loves me. I had few disagreements with later on with my stepfather and his child, with his kids. But I was already a teenager on that time when my mother married second time. But I always felt support from herself. Although what I find out, she always have very high expectations uh, put on me. I think that's the way you should say. So even though she never punished me for that kind of things, if I fail her expectations, even though she never told me anything like that, just because she had them, it puts a huge pressure on myself. I haven't feel myself that I'm fulfilling her expectations, that I'm good enough for this. And just because of that, in my situation, because of not feeling good enough, because of not feeling that I'm meeting her expectations, I didn't feel valued. I choose to punish myself because I haven't made my mother happy by not getting to the point to fulfill her expectations. Now I understand. It was silly. It wasn't something logical at all. Especially that I have many, many proofs that my mother really loves me. That she was supporting me on every steps on my way. How many of you have some kind of past experience that actually shaped the current self-view of yours? How many of you have that kind of narratives in your lives that because of what happened then, maybe it was something really traumatic, maybe it was just like pressure put on you by some family member or society? How many of you have that kind of circumstances in your life? As I say, some of the punishments that we use for ourselves are quite sneaky. They are indirect. One of the direct situations I had, I used to thought is just like releasing my anger, but it was actually punishing myself when I was going to the forest or anywhere and punching trees so hard that my uncle, no, my hands start to bleeding. I thought I was releasing my anger. In a sense, yes, but it was more like punishing myself for, again, failing someone's expectations. Sometimes I just shout at myself, that as well. But the most surprising for me was when I find out that when I didn't feel hunger, when I didn't want to eat, that was as well some sort of punishment that I put on myself, that I use on myself. So those are quite subtle things that you might utilize as well to punish yourself without even realizing that you do this, and that is harming you. So how can you now break that kind of circle? What can you do? First of all, I will tell you what I've done. I've realized what I was doing to myself. I realized how hurtful I was for myself, and that didn't actually was anything that I would like to continue. The next step was redirecting my energy, my focus. I start to noticing things and paying attention to the things that I've done good, to the effort I've put into doing good, into following some path. Okay, it wasn't ideal because I still was trying to fulfill someone's expectations, but I started focusing on the effort I'm putting into that. And then I start to shifting even more and trying to find out what are my expectations to myself, what I want. And I've started focusing on this. This kind of shift of focus also brings me more things that I can be now grateful for, that I can appreciate, and that makes me more fulfilled and happy. Because I'm focusing myself on my feelings. I know someone now can say, yeah, but that's selfish. Okay, I'm selfish. Be selfish as well. I'm not saying to be so selfish that you will neglect everyone else, that you will harm anyone else. Put yourself first. Because even though I'm not a huge believer in God and Bible, I've read Bible a few times, and I like few of the sayings from there, like the one that Solomon says that, no, it's not actually from Bible, but it's about Solomon, that from empty glass, even Solomon can't pour anything, right? So if you will not feel that you love yourself, if you will not feel that you going after your dreams, after your desires, if you won't feel fulfillment in your life, satisfaction in your life, how can you show that to others? How can you teach that to your kids? You can't. And in this sense, be selfish. First, focus on your happiness, your enjoyment, your fulfillment and satisfaction. Because when you will have that, when you will feel this, then you will share that with your kids, with your family members, with your friends, with the world. And that's what it is about. If you have plenty, you can share, no problem. If you don't have it, you will start to feel that scarcity, that there is not enough for me. How can I share that with others? And even if you will share something with others, it won't make you feel even better. It won't make you feel good, satisfied. I know this because I was the one who could give my last t-shirt to someone. And yet, even though I was very charitable, generous, I still didn't feel satisfaction and happiness because of that. Because I was always putting others in front of me. It is important to take care of others, yes. But now I have a different approach. First, I'm taking care of myself because I know if I will be happy, I can make other people happy or have them find their happiness, because I can't make them happy. I can't make you happy as well, unless you will find funny the way I stumble sometimes when I'm having this kind of conversations with you. But what I'm saying here, look, if you ever fly in any airlines, what they say when something happens, put the oxygen mask first on yourself and then help others. Same here, same in life. If you will not take care of yourself, you'll find yourself burn out. And at some point, you'll just be like, no point. At some point, you might feel, as I felt for some time, that there is nothing there for me, that there is no point for living anymore. It was a tough times for myself. I've never was like suicidal. I never was wanting to finish with myself, but I have that kind of thoughts and feelings that everything is pointless. And then I've started to realizing that I need to put myself first. I need to take care of myself first, because only then, when I feel happy, I can share this with others. One of the techniques I've used, I find out some guiding meditations by Claudia Pignot, for example. There are others as well. I don't remember now correctly, but I've had like 3 or 4 more. You might laugh at this, or you might think it's silly. I call it mirror, mirror on the wall. You know, from this Snow White. When I stand in front of the mirror, look into my eyes, and I just was telling myself how much I love myself, how much I appreciate myself, and that I'm good enough. And then I was declaring that every day, in every way, I'm becoming even better, even more happier, even more satisfied with whatever I have already. You can use that kind of declaration, that kind of affirmations in any sense. You can put your words. Just try it out. I know from experience, the first few days, up to a week, I think, it was so weird looking into my face, into my eyes, and telling myself that kind of things. Even though, like I say, my mother was always supportive to me, and she told me this kind of things all the time. I couldn't tell that myself for some reason. It just sounded weird. I couldn't acknowledge this. But yet, go again and again, no matter how you will feel first at this. And you will see that shift will happen. And you will notice that this kind of words will come to you easier and easier. As always, if you will need any help with that kind of thing, if you will need any support to continue your growth, to help you with whatever you struggle with, join #UnderMindset community on Facebook. Let's have that chat together. Let's help each other to grow and follow on our journeys to our goals. Also, still, you can get me on board as your personal mindset coach, cheerleader, if you want. There is opportunity for you. Find me on Facebook, Radosław Chomik. Use the service tab and there is Discover Call, or go to my personal website, radosławchomik.com/free call, and schedule Discover Call. Let's find out how I can support you to find out clarity on your goals, to create a plan that will help you move on, to help you transform your mindset so it will support you on this path, because that's the most important. In my opinion, I believe very strongly in that. That if you get your mindset aligned with what you feel in your heart, then everything is possible. Then you can achieve everything. And with all this, I wish you many blessings.